everybody, my name is Rachel, and today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different than what I usually do, which is like vloggy type stuff and like makeup type stuff and like stupid stuff that I think is fun. But today's a little bit more of a serious video. We're not gonna make it too serious because that's just not how we vibe around here. But I did want to talk about something that is very important to me and kind of very personal-ish. I've thought about making a video like this for a long time, not like a super long time, but for the past 5 months I've been thinking about it. But I really didn't want it to be a video that was coming out of a place of like negativity or me being in a bad place personally. I didn't want to use the internet or YouTube as an outlet for how I was feeling because I felt bad. Basically, I want to talk about anxiety and my personal relationship with having anxiety. I really never thought I was going to make a video like this, considering that so many people make videos like this, and I didn't really see what was special about my story with anxiety in comparison to somebody else with a lot more influence or followers or things like that. I didn't really see what was different and unique or why it would be important for me to film a video like this. But my friend Allie kind of planted the idea in my brain back in January when we got into this really deep conversation about my personal journey with having anxiety. And she really encouraged me to speak out and tell my story. When I was first talking with my friend Allie at school about making a video about anxiety, it was immediately off the table. I did not want to do it for multiple reasons, and I think the main reason in my brain was that because I was finally being very open about having anxiety, I didn't want people to see me as weak or incapable because I had anxiety, which now looking at it is very silly, because I think personally I've come a long way, but also that I'm not in a status of influence or anything like that, that I didn't really know if this video was going to help anybody or have any meaning, and I really didn't know what made my story with anxiety unique from somebody else's. But then I thought back to when I was really struggling with anxiety, and I watched a video by Zoella, who I absolutely adored, and I still do love Zoella. She's great. She's a really cute, cool, lovable YouTuber. She's fantastic. But she made a video about having anxiety and just saying yes to things that scared her, and now she encouraged other people with anxiety too. And that was such a turning point in my personal anxiety, because someone that I admired and I adored and I loved and I saw her as a woman of success, she was struggling with everything that I was struggling with, maybe in a little bit of a different way, because I think everybody's anxiety is completely different. But knowing that someone that's successful felt the same way I did and was scared really was comforting to me and really encouraged me to see my anxiety in a different way and really take control of my life. I don't think there's any right way to talk about anxiety or necessarily a wrong way, but I did know that there were some things that I wanted to say. After having anxiety for 8 years, I felt like I had learned a lot, and maybe it was my time to share it. Share what I learned. So this is kind of what this is. I started having really bad anxiety and panic attacks when I was 10. I was in the 5th grade, and they would get really bad at school, and then they kind of translated to every other part of my life. So I was having panic attacks in lots of different places, especially at school. And so I was really struggling to leave my house, and I think I had really fallen into this deep hole of isolation because I didn't think that anybody would understand what I was going through. Because I didn't understand it. I was confused, I was mad, I was angry, I was upset, I was sad. I felt completely misunderstood, angsty teen at the age of 10. But I think that now that I've been through 8 years of anxiety, the best thing that has ever happened to me is talking to somebody. As scary as it is to like bring, I think that we think that talking about anxiety makes it a reality, and I really didn't want to do that. But talking about it and finally letting that feeling outside of your body to where it's not just you in anxiety, but realizing that you can talk to somebody and feel better, I think that that was the best thing that ever happened to me. I didn't want to accept the fact that I needed to talk to somebody, but it wasn't practical for me to keep how I was feeling inside because I was hurt, like it was eating me alive. And it was coming out in all negative forms, like panic attacks and not wanting to leave my house and not wanting to hang out with my friends and not sleeping and all of these different types of things were because talking to someone is scary because you don't want to accept the fact that you're going through something really difficult. But talking to someone when you feel that way, it's good and it's an outlet, and when things don't get let out, then they build up and they explode. And I was exploding. I was a 10-year-old exploding, and that's like a really weird analogy to think of, but that's literally what was happening. Having anxiety for 8+ years, I guess now. I don't really know. It's like a weird time frame because it all happened at a weird time in my life. Having anxiety for that long, I've learned, I think like 2 super important things. The first one being that knowing yourself is so important. And I think it's difficult to know yourself when you're confused by what you're feeling. But like I said, talking about things like that with somebody who can help you understand yourself a little bit better is productive. And I think learning to know like what triggers you, what makes you feel anxious, knowing that there are certain things that are just, you should probably stay away from. Not saying that you shouldn't be able to like deal with those things, but knowing that you're a little bit more sensitive to those things is important. And it's okay to accept that fact that some things just make you uncomfortable. That's true with everybody. You just react a little bit more than other people. That's how I feel. Getting to know yourself is so important because, like I said, anxiety is you. You know, anxiety is not something that you share with somebody else. Anxiety is something that you share with yourself, and nobody else is going to be able to calm you down in anxious situations and things like that except for yourself. So knowing yourself and knowing what triggers you or what makes you uncomfortable is so important. Not so that you can stay away from those things, but so that you can be a little bit more aware, which is how I like to look at it. And then maybe really working hard to sometimes it's hard to overcome certain like phobias and fears like that. Maybe not overcoming them, but being more open to being in situations where those things are present. Not saying that you should push yourself to do anything that makes you uncomfortable, but like if you're scared of heights, like maybe, you know, some people don't like to go to football games because they don't like to climb to the top of the stadium, or people don't like to get in airplanes because they're scared of heights and things like that. But maybe like it's good to want to overcome those things and being aware of yourself and like what upsets you and what triggers you and those things like that. Then you can prepare to like deal with those certain situations. Because if you're scared of heights and you never get on a plane, are you really gonna go anywhere? The second one, which I think is probably equally as important as knowing yourself, is being able to be proud of yourself. I think we think it's a very narcissistic thing to say that I'm proud of, like we're proud of ourselves or like you're proud of yourself or something like that, because we think that having someone congratulate you or like congratulations or being proud should come from somebody else. Someone else should tell you you're doing a good job, not yourself. Like that's just crazy. False. It's totally wrong. I think, like I said, when you're going through anxiety, which is you and your anxiety, not you and somebody else, you can't listen to somebody else tell you that you're doing a great job if you don't yourself believe that you're doing a great job. I've spent a lot of my life being afraid. And I think a lot of people would agree with that about themselves. And a lot of people have seen me be afraid for my whole life. And to go from a place of not being able to leave my house to moving to New York City by myself, I think I should get to say that I'm proud of myself. And I don't think that you should just be proud of yourself for the big things. I think you need to be proud of yourself for the small things as well. Like for me, leaving my house was really difficult because I associated other places outside of my house with panic attacks or being uncomfortable or awkward or things like that. So going to school for a full day was really difficult for me. But like going to school for a full day and like doing it and having a great day was awesome. And I really needed to tell myself that I was proud of myself so that I'd want to do it again. And because I've been able to do these things again, because I can personally encourage myself, is what is leading me to finally do what I've always wanted to do, which is move to New York. Even though years ago that was not even a possibility for me because I couldn't leave my bedroom. Or I couldn't be anywhere that my mom or dad wasn't. Or things like that. Like I'd just like be proud of yourself wherever you are in life, whether you're at the very bottom and you have to work your way up and you're struggling with things like getting out of bed or like eating that day. Be proud of yourself when you do, because then you're gonna want to do it again. And then you're creating this positive mindset that when you succeed, you succeed. And when you fail, it's okay because you've succeeded before. Just because you failed this one time doesn't mean you're gonna continuously fail. For me, when I was anxious and I couldn't do things like spend the night with my friends or sleep through the night, those types of things, I really beat myself up over it in the beginning. And I can't improve when I'm just beating myself up saying you're never going to be any better than that. Or there's no way you're going to be able to do that, because you can't go anywhere, you can't move forward if you don't have any sort of faith or confidence in yourself. Now I'm making YouTube videos and I'm performing around town, and I'm traveling without my parents, and I'm getting ready to make a big move and go to college. I feel like I'm in a personally good spot in my life where I can say I'm proud of myself and I know myself, and I know that even if I'm reach a valley at some point in the near future of anxiety, like if I'm in a darker place with anxiety, I know that I'm going to come back from it because I keep doing it, because I keep coming back from it. And that all stems from knowing who I am and knowing what I've been through and knowing that I've come out of the dark things and the hard things and the things I really didn't want to do. I know that, and I'm proud of myself, and now I get to move forward. Even though things are scary and things are gonna be scary, I can If you're personally struggling with something of this magnitude, your life isn't over, mine wasn't over, it's still not over. As per usual, I post videos every Tuesday, so subscribe, because I'll be back next Tuesday, and then the Tuesday after that, and then another Tuesday after that. I'll be here. Hey! And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you know someone who needs to hear something like this, go talk to them. Or if you don't want to talk to them, show them this video. I'll talk to them. Hey, how you doing? I love you. That was creepy. I'm so sorry. If you want to see more of what oh my god. If you want to see more of what I'm doing, I leave all my social media linked down below. Yeah. I'll see you guys next week with another video. Don't forget to be proud of yourself. I love you and goodbye!